Sister Fifi Tyson? Is that it? Yes, Sister Fifi Tyson. How you doing? How's everybody this evening? Hopefully you all had a wonderful day. Thank you. I'm glad to be here. I'm glad you are glad to be here. I'm glad you guys are all here. I've been coming at y'all late these last few days, and I do apologize for being late, but a sister been busy. She was working her butt off and everything and trying to keep up with the TV shows. There's so many new TV shows coming on. And like right in the middle of TV shows that's already in season. So I'm like, Lord Jesus, help me. But yes, did you guys get a chance to watch the new Married to Medicine? Samantha, you know what, Miss Hall? I talked to Samantha, what's today? Wednesday? Was it Tuesday? Yeah, I'm tripping. I talked to Samantha last night at work. At the nursing home, and we are actually hooking up this Saturday evening to go see the new movie It. So we're going to see the new movie It this weekend on Saturday evening, and then we're going to review the TV show. Now I have to see if she works Sunday evening or if she works Monday evening, whichever day she's off. After that, that's when we're going to review that movie It, and we're going to do it on the Hood Table channel. So for those of y'all who don't know about my other channels, let me put the link in here because I have two other main channels. One of them is called The Hood Table, and that's a collaboration channel with my sister Samantha. We do collaborations over there. Sometimes it's on movie reviews. Sometimes it's on general topics or trending news or, stuff like that. But I will put that over there. So please make sure that you guys hit up that other channel. I just put the link in there for that. And then, of course, my other channel is Tanya's Delight Slice by Slice, which is my live cake decorating channel. I do live cake decorating on this channel as well. But my other channel is like my main cake decorating channel, and that's called Tanya's Delights Slice by Slice. So I just put both of those links in there. So make sure you guys, if you are not subscribed to that channel, The Hood Table and Tanya's Delights Slice by Slice, please take a minute, click on the link, click subscribe, hit the notification bell, please and thank you. You said, tell Sam I said hello. Oh, okay, I'll tell her hi. I sure will. You said you can't do It movies. I'm not good with dark movies. Oh, see, I love a good dark movie. I really, really do. I really do. And it's like a lot of times, it's kind of hard for me to find somebody, besides my children, to go with me to see a scary movie. Because a lot of my friends are like that. They're like, Tanya, nope, pick something else. But I can always count on like 2 or 3 of my friends to go see a scary movie with me. So I am looking forward to going to see that movie. There's some other ones too out there that I want to see. I can't remember off the top of my head, but one of them I think is about this black man whose niece was murdered or killed or something, and I want to review that, go see that movie too. I gotta remember the name of it. I'm gonna just look up the new movies that's coming out. But yeah, so it's quite a few movies that we're gonna be watching within the next few months and reviewing them, and other topics that we're gonna discuss. It's just kind of hard, getting our schedules to sync. Because she works, besides my main job and YouTube, we both work at the nursing home, but her shift is always different from my shift, and sometimes our shifts is the same, and, so we be trying to get our stuff together, and then she be going in and out of town, and so yeah, I do apologize, because I know a lot of people miss us over there on the Hood Table channel, but I promise if I have to drag her by her hairline, we gonna be over there soon. within the next week. But yeah, so tonight, y'all, we gonna discuss Married to Medicine. This is season 7. Can y'all believe season 7? I can't believe it's been 7 seasons since this show first started. And of course it was the premiere, episode 1. I finally got a chance. I watched some of it yesterday. I watched some of it today. So I finally got a chance to watch it. So I definitely want to know how y'all felt about the premiere, that, started off, that kicked this season off. I thought it was really good, although I was a little confused about a few things, because for one, you remember last season, a lot of them had got into it. Quad had got into it with the ladies. She wasn't feeling the ladies during like most of the season, because when she was going through what she was going through with her husband Greg, a lot of the ladies was, I wouldn't say invading her privacy, because they are friends, supposedly, friends. I'll put that in quotes. They're co-workers, but, they're friends as well. And so she wasn't feeling them the way they was trying to intrude into her relationship and trying to get her to spill all the tea and, cough up all the information about what was going on. So she kind of like, she dipped on them. And, was doing her own thing. And, they was upset. One of the main ones that was upset, that was Simone. Y'all remember Simone? She was going off. She was going off on Quad last season about how we're supposed to be friends and you're not being, open to us and whoop, 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 whoop. So, remember, at the end of the season, during the reunion, it was like Simone. That's like mainly what I remember from the reunion was Simone and Quad trying to work things out, because, she had kind of started coming back around the ladies, and Simone promised her, I'll be there for you. My husband will be there for you. And then the way the season started up, I was like, dang, what happened since last season? I thought it was going to be all good, all gravy, the beginning of the season. For the way it started off with the ladies kind of, these hanging with them, she hanging with her, like these little cliques and everything. I'm like, okay, what's really going on? The podcast. The podcast. Okay. Mariah. I was about to say Mariah. Heavenly and Jackie. They have this podcast. It's called Open and Honest. I like that name. I do like that name. And why everybody keeps turning up with podcasts. Like, I keep saying, I want to do a podcast. But, I get YouTube is good for now. I guess, it's good for now. But, I would like a podcast, because I think with podcasts, I don't know why, but those seem like, a whole nother level of reaching people. You know what I mean? So that's why I've been thinking about doing a podcast, but I'll stick with YouTube for now. But yeah, Dr. Simone, she didn't keep her word at all, Mrs. Hall. She did not keep her word at all. And she was like, if you ever need me, I will be here for you. My husband and I, we got you, boo. That was Simone at the end of the last season. And it don't seem like it went that way. It really don't seem like it went that way. Quad is still not feeling Dr. Simone. She mentioned to Heavenly, when they went to get they JJ steamed. Speaking of that, have y'all ever had that done? I have not. And I'm not talking down against it. I just want to know, is it really worth it? Does it really work? Do you really feel rejuvenated? Do you feel like, I don't know, a little tighter? I just want to know. I need to know from people, who I know that I speak to on a regular basis. I need to know if it works. Because, I done seen it done on several of these reality shows, as of late, within the last year, ladies doing that vajayjay steam rejuvenation thingy with herbs and, So anyway, if y'all have ever done that before, please let me know. Because I really want to know, is it good? How do you really feel? How do you really feel? But anyway, yeah, you said you like that name too. open and honest. I like it. But the topics they were discussing, like, okay, mainly the topics that they were discussing was like the main focus of this first episode. The first topic was do not ghost your friends. And of course we knew who they was talking to. They was talking about Quad. We already knew that. And then the other one was take secrets to the grave. I'm not pretty sure about that one because they started talking about how Mariah was said to have been on cocaine. Allegedly. I still don't know where they got that from. I remember them bringing it up last season, but I don't remember who exactly they got if they got proof or if that was just, hearsay or something like that. Because I remember Jackie had mentioned it. I remember Heavenly had mentioned it. But as far as who or how they got that information from, I don't remember that. I hope she ain't on no cocaine. But Mariah was upset because it's like, okay, you guys might have heard this information from someone, but y'all stating it as if it was facts, like it's really true, spreading that rumor around, which reminds me of another show that we have been reviewing. People spreading rumors around and they not knowing the truth. You said the herb steam and the vajayjay. I really need to know if that. I ain't never had no complaints. You know what I'm saying? But hey, if it makes things better or I don't know. I'm just saying, if it makes things better, please share with us, ladies, if you've had that experience. Please share. But yeah, Quad has said that Mariah, was doing the cocaine. I don't know where she got that information from, but that was, said around the time when Quad was also accused of messing around with Mariah's sister's man. So they was throwing shade. There's a lot of shade going back and forth. So I think that's what they were referring to when it said, as far as the cocaine, because, she was asking Jack, should she have said that? Should Quad have said that about Mariah? There's like, no, of course she should not have said that about Mariah, especially on national television. Like allegedly, she's doing cocaine, and you said it on national TV. But you know what they say, it always goes around on these YouTube streets too. When you start going at somebody and y'all start beefing, you can't never tell nobody how hard to come back. If you pick up a rock, you can't tell them what size stone they can throw back or what size brick they can throw back. So, but anywho, I think that is probably just a rumor. I hope so. But anyway, the other one was the other, girlfriend code as far as violations was thou shalt not belittle thy man. Now, how y'all feel about that? Because although Heavenly had spoke on, Cecil, Simone's husband, I thought, hey, she came back for him. He clapped at her on Twitter, joking about something that was said last season about her house being dirty or something like that, and how she needs, what he said was, she needs to pressure wash that mofo house. And I'm like, okay, he put this out on Twitter, shading her and her allegedly dirty house. And so then she was like, well, you know what? Since you ain't got no J to the O to the B, I should hire you. I should hire you to pressure wash my mofo house. Since you ain't got no job, because you got a lot of time on your hands to be talking about my house that needs to be pressure washed. Was she wrong? Okay, now Simone did tell her that, he needs to get a job. He had, got let go from his job. He had got severance pay. He was trying to start his own company. He was spending a lot of their money trying to start his own company. And Simone was like, he needs to get a job. And so she confided in her friend. And I really wouldn't even call that confided. Like, if your man needs a job and you go to your homegirl and say, that dude need to get a mofo job. He needs to get off his butt and get a job. Okay, everybody know your man ain't working. We knew your man wasn't working because y'all talked about it on the show. So for her to get upset because she put it on Twitter and she clapped back saying, maybe I should hire you since you got so much time on your hands, I don't think she was wrong. I would have said something too. How you go on Twitter tell me my house is dirty? But anyway, anywho, matter of fact, you know what? I live in the hood area, and I don't remember the last time I seen somebody pressure wash their house. I mean, when we was growing up, that was just like something we didn't do on a regular basis. My father did it sometime if he thought it really needed to be pressure washed, but that's just not something I'm going to be focusing on every time I walk in and out my house. Now, my yard got to be cut. My yard has to be, like, on fleek. Like, I have somebody do my yard every 9 days. It's on a schedule for, like, the last 10 years. Every 9 days, my lawn guy comes out and does my grass like clockwork. And he does a good job. But, stuff like that, no trash in the yard. Just normal stuff like that. But as far as the pressure washing, I'm like, anywho, that ain't nothing you should be putting on Twitter. So yeah, she clapped back and she clapped back hard. And he got a job. He did get a job, so that's probably, the motivation that he needed from Heavenly. Because he does got a job now. And he's also, his wife executive assistant as well. So, hey, it worked. Yep, every 9 days, Miss Hall, he does my yard. And it's like, he is not just me. He has a whole bunch of, he has clientele. Like, matter of fact, my neighbor, this older lady next to me, she has somebody. I've been over here in this area for like a couple of years. And she has somebody to do her yard. And then one day she talked to my lawn guy when he was over here. And she basically let go of her guy and hired my guy. So he's really good. He's really good. And I remember one day I was getting some work done on my AC. On my AC unit. And it was some Mexican guy or Spanish guy, Latino. I'm not sure which one, but you know what I mean. He had came over to fix my my blade or the spinner thing or something on my air like a couple of weeks ago. And he was like, who does your yard? Now, y'all know, it's a true stereotype. I don't care what people say. Mexicans are like the hardest working people that I have ever met. They will work in the cold, the heat, the snow, the rain, the hail. And they do good work on anything they touch. So for him to ask me who does my yard work, because I know there's a lot of them in our city that have lawn companies as well. He was like, can I get his card? I was like, sure. So yes, he's been doing my yard for years since, my youngest son was little. But every 9 days, like clockwork. And he don't like the grass getting too high. So he don't like it getting to the point where, he has to work his lawn mowers and all that stuff harder and all that. Nope. 9 days. But yeah, so as far as, her clapping back, hey, he ended up getting a job, so I wouldn't be mad about that. But as far as the other code goes, like don't ghost your friend code, I feel like some of the ladies was feeling some type of way because y'all not just bringing up random codes. You know what I mean? Like they ain't said y'all shouldn't sleep around with any of your sisters, cousins, besties, whatever, associate, co-workers, whatever, exes, or nothing like that. They was naming actual things that they were having issues with last season. So you can see why the ladies they watching the show, they listen to the show like, really? Really? I'm like, they up there talking about why quiet, don't ghost your friends, don't say secrets, don't shade your men, woo, woo, woo. But anywho, Contessa and them had me cracking up. Okay. Contessa, Contessa don't play with her man, and her man don't play about Contessa. Y'all remember when they was on the boat last season, and her and Simone had got into it, and then he got heated, and her man, he jumped up. It wasn't like he was going to put his hands on Simone, but he jumped up. He was basically like, nope, ain't nobody touching my boo, ain't nobody touching my wife. And everybody was talking stuff about him because they were like, okay, men shouldn't be in certain situations, or they shouldn't be in women's beefs, or, they shouldn't argue with women, which, I think is kind of true. It depends on the situation. Depends on the situation. But as far as belittling their husbands, that part... They definitely were not paying attention to the podcast on that part, because when they got together at the end of the show, and Contessa and Toya, I have to give it up to Toya. Toya surprised me. She really surprised me, because we know how Toya can get. We know how Toya can get. Her and them big old eyes. When she get upset, and them big old pretty eyes of hers, they be on you. It's like, okay, you better watch out, because Toya, when she get mad, her eyes get real big. But when Contessa was telling her, your man is basically the definition of a big ass bi. I was like, I would have jumped up and I would have been like, what the heck? What did you say about my man? I mean, they was slanging that around. They were saying Contessa's man was one. They were saying Mariah's man. I mean, not Mariah. They were saying Heavenly's man was one, was a B. Toya's man was a B. They were slanging that around like, your man's a bitch. Your man's a bitch. Why they always in females' conversations and all that kind of stuff? Contessa wasn't having that. She was like, first of all, I've been away from home for like a year, darn near, going to school, getting my education, because she done switched careers and now she's going into public health. And her hubby is at home through the week. She comes home like on the weekends, and he's at home through the week, and he's holding down the fort. He's dressing the kids, doing the little girl's hair, breakfast, lunch, dinner, taking them to school. He's doing mom and dad job by himself. And she was like, y'all ain't gonna talk about me. Y'all ain't gonna talk about my man. And he holding down the fort at home for his woman. But Toya, I was about to call her Toya Bell, because that's my cousin's name, Toya Bell. I'm about to say Toya Bell, because that show, my cousin show would have got all up on her when she said, your man is the definition of a big ass biot. I gotta give it to Toya. I don't know what she been doing, who she been seeing, what Bible she been reading, but she just sat there and was like, I'm like, hold up, is this is this really Toya? You said, so now he's a real estate agent and Dr. Simone, administrative assistant. Yep. I thought Cecil background was IT management. It was. But I think I recall him saying something like he was being pressured, by Simone to hurry up and get a job. So I think he kind of just took whatever. But probably, I'm thinking like this. If he got that job and then he's her assistant, I guess in a way, if he was somebody else's assistant, he would be making more money for the household. In this case, since he's her assistant, I guess they still making money because she's saving money from not hiring somebody else. Because I'm like, I know she ain't paying him to be her assistant. He better be doing that on volunteer work. Because it's like, if she is paying him, it's like money coming out of her pocket going back into the house. So I guess it's really not, I don't know. Like, have y'all ever met anybody who was with a woman? They like broke up. They had kids, and he was to pay child support, court ordered to pay child support, right? And then they got back together down the line, and he was still paying child support. Although they stand in the same household, he was still paying child support. And basically what would happen was, when she got the check, she would just put it back into the household. It was like the money was just, you know what I mean? Now, me, I was kind of like, when I first found out, because it was a good friend of mine, and we used to talk, this was years and years ago. And when she told me that, I was like, well, why don't you just take him off of child support? She was like, girl, we done broke up like 11 times. I'm not taking him off of child support, because then I got to put him back on child support. Do you know how long it takes to get him back on child support and put him back on? She was like, that money that he pays me, we have an understanding. While we together, when he pays the child support, it goes back into the house on a bill or on the kids or on the car note or, whatever. I was like, okay, whatever works. I've never heard of that before, but I'm like, okay, whatever works. Whatever works. So, yeah, I guess, in this case with him working for Simone, if she is paying him because, by law, I guess she has to pay him unless he's volunteering. But the money is just going back into the household. So, it's all good, I guess. It's all good. Although he could be making more money and bringing it in the household if he was actually working for somebody else, because he wouldn't be taking money from his wife. I don't know. Yeah, she gives him an allowance, which, okay, now that you mention allowances, Toya and Eugene. Okay. Their house is like so lavish. I did not realize how big that house was going to be. It is 9,000 square feet, 6 bedrooms, 6 bathrooms. She got, did she settle for I think she settled for the wine. Yeah, I think the wine cellar. They didn't get the wine cellar for her to get her 2-story closet or something like that. But anyway, the house is like humongous. He had her on an allowance for a very long time. I remember when they had to give up their big, beautiful house and they had to move in and they had to rent a house. He had, even though she fought it, she did not want to be on a budget. She was not feeling it. Even though they owed almost $200K to the IRS, to Uncle Sam, she still did not want to be on a budget. He had her on a strict budget. Besides the bills, her budget for just spending was $150 a week. And like they cut back. Like when the accountant was trying to tell her, you spend $1,000 a month on groceries. She was like, yep, and we can't cut back. She was like, oh, so you trying to tell me you want me to buy cheap wine? Like, it took a lot for her to cut back and to stay on a budget, to stay on an allowance. And look at now at their house. I'm like, although I think it probably is too big, because I'm sorry, I just can't help to think, thank you, Miss Hall, I just can't help to think your house before was really, really big. and y'all got in severe debt, owed the IRS. Remember, Eugene was working like 3 jobs around the clock. He was never home. He was always driving miles and miles to work, working in different cities, working everywhere he could to pay that off while she was at home with the kids. He worked probably like 150 hours a week for a very long time. I mean, they owed almost 200K. So I'm like, do y'all really need a house that big? 9,000 square feet. Just imagine the utility bills. How much it costs to clean that place and keep it. And I don't know. I'm just like, they must be doing really well. They have to be doing really well. I mean, did you see the Jeep they was driving? The Jeep they were driving, it looked new. It was a Jeep Rubicon, or however you say that. Those are some nice Jeeps. And I'm like, they must be doing pretty well. But I'm like, I don't know. I couldn't imagine being in debt like that, losing a house, have to give up your home and go rent for years. And I don't know. I don't try to be in nobody's pockets, but I hope the best for them. The house looks like it's going to be gorgeous. And you know how Toya going to do. You know that house, when it's finally built, she's going to throw a big old party. And it's probably going to be a theme party, because you know Toya loves her themes. And that thing is going to be, oh God. I'm like, even Dr. Jackie, you see they house? They house that they got. I'm like, Toy in them house just... okay. Yes, he obviously is making some big money. He's making some good money. And of course, you know, they got the TV show too, but still, I'm just like, I don't know. You said you hope they're saving for their kids' colleges. Oh, yes, please. I'm just like, how many kids do they have? 3, right? 1, 2, 3. I think they got 3. And they got 6 bedrooms, 6 bathrooms. Well, I guess technically if each child had a room, that would be 4 bedrooms you would need if each child had a room. Because I would definitely want each of my children to have a room, at least when they got a little older. Now, if they all like the same age, y'all can sleep in 1 bedroom. Y'all can sleep in 1 bedroom and use the other room for a playroom, or, you know, something like that. But yeah, they must be doing really well. I cannot wait to see what it looks like when it's done. I really can't wait to see. But yeah, so that's why I just jumped onto that, because you were talking about budgeting. About budgeting and being like how on an allowance. But what do y'all think about Mariah? How she brought Lake to the event, to Heavenly's event for her husband's, you know, his new practice that he's opening. The shade. I'm like, hold up. Last season, Quad and Mariah, they went back and forth and back about, you know, her accusing Quad of sleeping with her sister's man. A lot of people say it was true. I'm just gonna say allegedly. But I'm just like, then you bring her to Heavenly and Damon's event. I mean, I'm like, the premiere, like you starting off the show with some shade. Like, y'all supposed to be. I was like, why? Out of all people, she wasn't bringing that girl to all the events last year. So I'm like, did she expect that maybe she had to have somebody with her, like some kind of backup, somebody close to her, just in case something popped off with her and Quad? I don't know. I thought that was real shady. You said that was wrong to bring Lake. Yeah, I thought it was wrong to bring Lake too. I didn't understand that part. I didn't get that part. But thank goodness. I mean, nothing did pop off. But I mean, Quad was like, for real? For real. after they ended off the way they did, on the show, on the reunion, and, trying to hash things out and, try to make sure the next season they were on the right, in the right area, in the right place with each other, mentally, you know. I'm like, the shade. I couldn't believe that she brought her. I could not believe that. Well, thank God she didn't bring the guy that she used to be with. I mean, I don't even know if she's still with him, but thank God she didn't bring him, because that would have been really awkward. Like, really awkward. And Quad, she's basically about to be done with the divorce. Everything is about finalized. Almost, it might be now, because, of course they record these things ahead of time. So it's probably already finalized or just getting finalized, the divorce and everything. So Quad is like going to be free of him. They have no children, and I'm just like, okay. And that's exactly why Heavenly took her to get her vajayjay rejuvenated, because she talking about she wants her to make sure she cleanse her vajayjay from Gregory. I'm like, it should be clear, shouldn't it? Remember last season when she said they were sleeping in separate rooms? They ain't been together for a long time. So I'm like, shouldn't her thing should be cleansed? It should be cleansed. It should be dry. It should be if anything, they want to stick some juices up in there. Bring it back to life. But yeah, Quad. I like me some Quad. Even though she can act like really, really bougie and stuff, and I like me some Quad. And I think it was best for her and Gregory to, dissolve their relationship. I hope that she, ends up with somebody who she's really, really loved, because it seemed like their marriage, it started off in the beginning on the wrong foot. It started off with the allegations of her and Mariah's brother-in-law, and the accusations, and the fight and all that. Then they got married. And so, it started off on the wrong foot as it was. So then with her not wanting to have children, and he wanting to have children, and she want to have dogs, and he want to have kids. You said, I wonder, Doctor. Oh, I'm pretty sure he will. And I'm looking forward to that too, because those guys are really, really close friends with him. And, it became like an issue last season when they were having events, because they was like, dang, we really want to invite Gregory, but we know Quad is going to be there, and we don't want to piss our wives off, and, stuff like that. So a lot of times he couldn't come. But then remember, they threw that one event. The fellas, what did they do? Were they playing pool? I think they were playing pool. No, golf. Was it golf? I think they were playing golf. And, they invited him, like, towards the end when he was explaining to them, the stuff that was going on with their relationship, and, how she had took everything out the house. She took the bed, the couches, the rugs, the artwork. She literally just cleaned that house out. She cleaned the house out and left him nothing. So, y'all remember that when he was explaining that to the fellas. So, yeah, they really, really cool with him. So, I know he has got to make an appearance. He probably will make an appearance. But how do y'all feel about her still being on the show, though? Remember last year they were saying it was Toya, right? Was it Toya? Yeah, I think it was Toya who was saying last year, well, why is Heavenly going to be on this new season? This should be it for her, because the show is called Married to Medicine. And now Quad is not going to be married to anybody in medicine. And I had said at the end of last season, how do y'all think this is going to work out? Will she just be a friend of the show? Will she just, have certain appearances, on the show? Or what? Hey, James Cox, how you doing? Thanks for stopping in, James. Thank you. Appreciate you showing up in our review. I don't know if you watched the show, but we're reviewing Married to Medicine, the premiere of season 7 that came on the other day. And I was just asking the ladies how they feel about Quad still becoming part of the show. Now, what I think might have happened was they probably had a contract already set in stone. Quad, her and Gregory was dissolving their relationship, and divorce and whoop whoop whoop. They probably already had a contract, but you would think that maybe in these contracts it was like, okay, you do have to be married to somebody in medicine. So, but it's obviously she's back. And I'm glad she's back because Quad is one of the ones that be stirring up a little mess, a little mess in the show. So again, I do like Quad, and I'm glad she's back. You said Dr. Gregory got a new boo that he can't take Quad place. You said Dr. Gregory. Why am I tongue tied? No, I ain't drunk nothing today. I ain't drunk nothing in like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like 5 days since like the party for my cousin's birthday. But anyway, I'm just playing with y'all. You said Dr. Gregory get a new boo, then he can take Quad place. He better not bring no new woman around. He bet not. And if he do, Quad better have some fine thing on her arms. If he do, I don't care if she gotta rent them. She better have some stallion on her arm. I don't care if she gotta rent them. But yeah, so a lot of people was insinuating last season, Quad, you would think that she wouldn't be on the show too much longer because they were breaking up. But anywho, like I said, I'm glad she's back. As far as they were talking at the end when Toya, when she was basically acting unlike herself, when what's her name? When they call her husband the definition of a big ass biatch, when Contessa said that, and Toya just sat there and she got up and she walked out and everybody around her was giving her props like, oh my God, you're acting so mature, you're acting so ladylike, you're taking it all in stride and all this kind of stuff. Then her husband, I like how her husband, he kind of like, the fellas, the one thing I liked about the fellas compared to the ladies is most of the time when the ladies are going at it, the fellas are like joking and laughing about it. Like, okay, our wives are arguing again. Let's go to the man cave. Whoever house they at, let's go to the man cave and pull up some drinks, and shoot some pool and let them argue. And her husband, Toya's husband, was like, oh, she did? Well, please tell me, what can I do? How do I not become a bitch? How do I handle this so I can be a better person? He was trying to make light of the situation, and Toya kind of was like, she started laughing. She felt a little more lighthearted. And then, they started trying to apologize to each other. I was just like, I'm still tripping because Toya did not react the way that I thought she was going to react when Contessa said that about her husband. I'm like, if that ain't the most humiliating, belittling thing that you can say to another woman about their husband, that they are a big old bitch. You said, yeah, they're all joke. They're like laughing about it and like, oh, okay, we been, yeah, we some bees, yeah, what up, B? What up? They was just making fun. They slapping high fives, yeah, what up, bitch? I was like, that was kind of cute how they was, just trying to make the situation a little more lighthearted because they basically just totally, like, the event was so beautiful. How Heavenly's husband, he was opening up, talking about their ancestors and everything, how they would be so proud of them, and how they used to be medicine, and how, how medicine has evolved in technology and everything, and how him and Heavenly want to leave something to their children, and then it ended on that note. I was like, can't take them nowhere. But yeah, the guys were just like, yeah, okay. The lady's tripping again. Whatever. Next. But yeah, I did enjoy this first episode. I guess next. Oh, one thing I wanted to talk about. Oh my god. Oh my last thing. Okay, Jackie. When her and her husband, remember when her and her husband, they were she had a nurse come over, and I guess he had got food poison, and so she had a nurse come over, and the nurse was, taking his pressure and, whatever she was doing, checking his blood and his fluids and, all that kind of stuff. And he started joking around, like when she was trying to, she's a doctor, she's used to taking care of people and patients and everything. So she was trying to like step in to make sure he was okay, and he was like, no, just don't, just no. And he was telling her like, maybe we should have Dr. Heavenly here because she definitely would hook me up or something like that. Did you see her face? I was like, dude. He had that needle up in his arm at the same time that he was trying to tell her maybe we should call Dr. Heavenly. Like, that man, oh my god, I could just tell from Jackie's reaction on her face that she did not think that was funny. And on top of that, this man has cheated on her. They broke up. They were on the verge of divorce. And I mean, it was really, really, I felt so bad for her last season. Oh my God. I felt so bad for her last season because she did not want to really get divorced, but she felt that was the thing to do because, like some ladies, when your man cheat on you, they just automatically feel like, okay, if we forgive him, then that means we really not really have to forget. But you can't keep throwing it up in their face. You can't keep, where you at? What time you coming home? Where you been? Who's that on the phone? Who you emailing? Who you twittering? Who you Snapchatting? Who you texting? Who you know how I go. You know how I go. You forget him, but it's hard to move on. And I think that's what her thing was. She was like, I don't want to jump back into this. And then he played me for a fool again. And they on national TV. This is like not just some average couple. In the neighborhood, they on national TV. But when he mentioned that, I was like, ooh, that's wrong, Curtis. Curtis is different. I mean, they've been through a lot. I hope he doesn't cheat on her again. I really hope not because he, like, broke her. Like, she was broken. She was broken. A lot more broken than Quad was. I mean, Quad, she was more like, I think Quad was more like, I'm in the spotlight and I'm getting a divorce and everybody knows. That was Quad, like everybody knows. I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to tell nobody how we failed. I don't want nobody to ask me questions. That was Quad. So she figured she would stay away from the ladies. She would stay home. She would play with her dogs and, go on with life. But with Jackie, she was really broken because she really wanted to be with her husband. So I really hope that, they done worked out everything and all that. But when he was saying that, I was like, boy, you better watch out while you got that needle up in your arm. She gonna stuck that thing where the sun don't But yeah, she was, yes. And I love Jackie too. So yeah, when that happened, I was like, oh, poor Jackie. But anyway, yeah. So, but as I was about to say before, I hope you guys all enjoyed the episode. I really enjoyed the premiere. I'm looking forward to the next premiere. What do I gotta review? What's tomorrow? Tomorrow's Thursday. So tomorrow's Thursday. So tonight I'm going to watch, because I think tonight both Black Inks came on. Basketball Wives came on, I believe, tonight. and something else came on tonight. I can't remember. But of course, I don't know which show I'm going to review tomorrow night. Y'all just look for the notification because there's so many going on right now. And I'm trying to really keep up between jobs and everything. But I will be back tomorrow night, most likely around like 9:30 p.m. to do another review. I enjoyed it too. I was so looking forward to it. So looking forward to it. I was looking forward to that one. And I was also looking forward to Greenleaf. And oh my God, Greenleaf, the premiere was good. Now I have to watch part 2 because I need to do part 2 review as well. So I might do that one tomorrow night. We never know. You never know which review I'm going to do. But I might do that one tonight because Greenleaf was off the chain. Child. Somebody is a baby mama. And I don't think she knew that she had a baby out there. But we gonna see. We gonna see. Somebody's child got a sibling. Ooh-wee. That was hot. That was juicy. So anyway, y'all. As usual, Primetime Squad, thanks for showing up. Thanks for joining the chat. Thanks for chiming in the chat. Make sure you guys hit the like button, share, subscribe if you are not already a subscriber. And make sure you hit the notification bell because I do lives different times of the day. So, make sure y'all get my notifications when I do go live. And as usual, stay safe. Be blessed. Toodles, Miss Hog. And I'm out. Deuces. Yes, I can't wait. Greenleaf is going to be good. Yes, ma'am. You guys have a wonderful evening. Talk to you soon.